Hello, guys. All right, sorry, we have some technical difficulty. We are live on YouTube and LinkedIn. Hey, guys, this is Dr. Nancy Lee. We're starting our live streaming, live coaching on YouTube and LinkedIn in 1 minute. So let me play quick countdown music for us to get started. Great. Awesome. Hey guys, we're live now. This is Dr. Nancy Lee. If you can see me live on both YouTube and LinkedIn, please come and chat and saying the hey, say hi, and tell me where you're from, what's your name, and what your goal for 2022. All right, so let's get started with today's free live coaching. So this is Dr. Nancy Lee. I help people transition from worker bee to product manager and business leader through my coaching program called Product Manager Accelerator. So in the past few years, I've helped hundreds of people landing the dream PM job offer and thrive in it. And something very exciting to report, and actually one of my students messaged me 2 days ago that she joined her new company in American Express. And last week, she was officially promoted to a senior product management position. And right now, when she only joined American Express for only 10 months. So I'm very excited to see people not only land the job, and as I said, the key is to continue to get promoted to become a product leader. So I'm glad to see people actually being able to get promoted so quickly in the new job. So congrats, everybody. And now let's also get started with today's main topic. A lot of people want to figure out, so what does it look like to become a product manager? What's a day-to-day look like? And also what's in reality the work life as a product manager, what skills required? And also some of you guys are very curious, hey, how can you get promoted so quickly as a director of product within 4 years? And also how I help my student also got promoted within 10 months into her new job was in a new company. Okay, so today we're going to cover lots of important tip for all of you guys. So I want all of you guys to take notes and understand what the key like success metrics, how can we all work smart instead of just working hard. Okay, so let's do this. Let me start to share today's deck. All right, so hold on. Slideshow mode. Awesome, great. So can you guys see my screen? When Kukas Vercru said you want to join PM Accelerator. Okay, welcome. Yes, we're going to show you how to join PM Accelerator. Basically, go to my website, drnancylee.com, to learn about what's the most efficient way to join the program and learn more. Okay, so today let's talk about a day in the life of a product manager and what do they do. And also on top of that, how to become product leader, how do they get promoted. We do free coaching on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. EST. I want all of you guys to tune in. And in the description of this video, you should be able to discover a link, a form to submit your requests and questions for live coaching. Some of you guys will be invited to join me live in the live Zoom call as well. So you just need to submit the form and learn more. Okay, cool. All right. So another very inspiring product manager, story, and actually it's my student David, it's not Amazon. Please allow me to put in the right company name. Actually his offer, he got 2 offers, one from Amazon, one from Meta. So this is a real student, and for people inside PM Accelerator, you should already see his very long article regarding how he made it happen. And here, as I said, we want to make sure product management career is available for everybody. So I'm happy to share with you how student David made it happen to land 2 offers, one from Meta, one from Amazon, and how he did it. Okay, so specifically, David is inside the PM Accelerator, and his background was that he was an entrepreneur for 8 years. And his biggest challenge was that even if he had related experience of launching product as an entrepreneur, but he was more focused on business aspect of launching a product. And his background was actually in the education tech space, ed tech. And specifically, his goal, his dream job is actually in Meta, because he really enjoys the social media aspect of creating product that was able to be used by millions of users. And the other challenge he had was that given his English was his native language, he found it really challenging. He told me actually he was only able to understand like up to 70% of English of what other people like speak to him, 70% maximum. Lots of times he only understand like 40% or 50% what other people said to him. So it was extremely challenging actually, and especially all his 8 years entrepreneurship was in China. And his dream job actually is to actually work in the US, like majority of you guys. So besides all those deep, like huge challenges, and David also become a new dad at the beginning of this year. So which means he had very limited time to focus on studying an interview job, and will still have very important role to play, which is being a dad. I recently had my baby, so I understand how busy it could be once you become a new parent. It's a shock to your system. You're gonna need to get used to it. So beside all those challenges, what David did was that he eventually was able to land 2 FAANG offers, one from Meta, which is a dream job offer. The other one is a product manager position in Amazon. So the strategy used is following the 3 following steps. Okay, so step number 1 was that David was able to use the product portfolio strategy we taught him to repackage his past experience as an entrepreneur into product management. There's lots of overlap between entrepreneurs and product managers. For lots of people, you may not use the right methodology to build your product in the past, but as a product manager, you probably think as an entrepreneur because you're the CEO of product. So we help him to repackage past experience to fit into product management framework, so that we'll qualify him to talk about his past related experience using the product portfolio. Okay, step number 2, what he did was that he was able to use Amazon to practice for his dream job. His dream job is actually working on social media platform like Meta, but we strategically use Amazon for practice. As I said, it's very important for all of you guys to warm up before you go for your dream job. Never, ever go to your dream job starting from day 1. Don't do that, okay? So he was able to directly interview with Amazon, so land an offer from Amazon, so he boosts his confidence, and also start to convince himself that, well, maybe he doesn't need to understand all 100% of what other people are saying in English. Maybe understand 70% is good enough to express himself in an English-speaking environment. So he was able to conquer those fear and use Amazon for practice. So he landed an offer from Amazon as well. And then step number 3, he was able to use the mock interviews and also the framework we taught him inside the PM Accelerator effectively to practice within the alumni communities for people who was able to use the same kind of strategies and framework and also materials to get ready for their FAANG interviews as well. So he was able to actually take massive actions in the peer group, find out other people was able to give him the constructive feedback to get significant outcomes together. So through the 3 steps, he was able to actually land his dream job offer in Meta, even if all the companies announced freeze hiring. So all those offers, actually the offers was coming in just in the in this month. So there's still offers coming in. So I want you guys to really learn what's the best strategies to make it happen. Okay, and also want to remind all of you guys in the process preparing for FAANG interviews, I understand it is extremely challenging. So therefore, I want you guys to use the most effective way to do mock interviews. So go to this website, drnancy.com/50FAANG to download the latest FAANG interview questions database. And over there, you're able to discover the real life interview questions in FAANG company that was used and submitted by my students. So you can use the same questions, walk into the FAANG interviews and be fully prepared. Okay, so go to this website, drnancy.com/50FAANG to get ready for your upcoming FAANG interviews. You can take a screenshot and go to this website later on. And also everybody who wants to join the Zoom chat for free, and you're able to go to this form in the description of this video or directly send email to nancy@drnancy.com so that you can get free live coaching from me as well. And also who is prioritize getting promoted by us were people who actually directly who give most likes and shares of this video, and also people who supports nonprofit. So every year I do one-on-one donation matches to the educational nonprofit I support. So anybody who is also a big believer in giving back to nonprofit and giving back to communities, you definitely get prioritized, receive free coaching from me. Okay, so go to this form I showed you in the description of this video to get qualified for free coaching from me. Awesome. Okay, I believe Vernuka said earlier, he also interested in joining PM Accelerator. Here is how you join those. Accelerator, and you go to this website, drnancy.com/masterclass, and over there you're able to join a free training. It's 1 hour free training from me and teach you how to land your dream product manager job and thrive in it in 60 days, even if you didn't have the confidence, a tech degree, or PM experience. So attend this free masterclass, and towards the end we're going to teach you this selection process for you to join the PM Accelerator and what's required, what do we look for to join the communities. So stay until the end to learn more about PM Accelerator and see if you're qualified for the program. Okay, so you can take a screenshot right now and then go to this website, drnancy.com/masterclass. And I also want you guys to take a screenshot right now regarding joining the free groups. You're able to find other product managers in the same boat as you who are preparing for your upcoming interviews. You can find them to do mock interviews. So scan this QR code to join the free LinkedIn group or the WeChat group as well. Okay, so now, and also as I mentioned, even if there are lots of like announcement in terms of hiring freeze or potential recession, but still lots of offers coming in, lots of companies still hiring. You just need to identify the cash cow business that's still hiring. And then I have a free, actually a free video about what can you do in this potential recession. It's a recession-proof strategy, and I published video last week. I want you all of you guys watch it so that you're able to receive the same result as well. And those are the offers we received in our program last week. Awesome. Okay, great. So let's answer those questions for all of you guys. So before we go here, let me talk about the main day-to-day for product managers. Okay, so let's do this. Let me stop sharing right now, and for people who join us, feel free to submit your questions. Okay, we receive questions in both of the LinkedIn Live and also the YouTube Live. So submit your questions right now. We also see some of your students already on both platforms to learn more as well. I'd love to see this. Welcome Ishwaya, and also see who else joined us. Natasha and Recruve, Edward. Awesome. Welcome. Dr. Ariudrip. Welcome. Okay, great. So let me cover this. And the main topic today is really discuss What's a day in life as a product manager? What does it look like? Okay, so I want you guys to start take notes and also put them into that different categories. For product managers, if you work for like big tech companies, it's very different from how you work for small, medium, like companies such as startup. So let's go for the big tech companies first. Let's assume you join like Meta, like our student David, or Google, those type of big tech companies. When you join these big tech companies, and actually especially for Meta, there is a team matching process. Okay, so specifically for our student David, he's special. He already decided he will be joining the ads group. So basically doing Instagram ads and YouTube ads. The Facebook ads in his new job. But if you join Meta as a generalist, which means you're not being selected by any group yet. Usually your first like a month or 2 months, you're receiving lots of training. You're also doing team matching with different teams within Meta. Some of the students in the past, they have matched up to 2 months to do matching process so that you know who's your manager, who you'll be reporting to, what the new product you'll be working on. Okay, so if you join the analyst, it's going to take you some time to identify the right product, right feature you're going to be working on inside of Meta. Okay, so let's say 2 months later, you get matched with the right team, and then which is the same thing as our student David, he's already matched by ads team. And then as soon as you start joining the company, what is going to happen is that you and the team and your manager is going to be very specific regarding your ownership of a product feature. For example, for David, he's going to join like Facebook or Meta or Instagram to do ads. And he will probably be responsible for one section of the ads. Could be the ads optimization, could also be the ads placement or the like targeting of ads or optimization team for small, medium businesses, just like mine. So each of the product manager within Meta is responsible for one section of the entire ads of like Facebook or Instagram ads, okay? And then once you do that, you are assigned certain feature. Your day-to-day will look like this, starting from the beginning. So about 30% of the time as a product manager, you are actually like designing product features and writing requirements and really spend lots of time thinking about what would you do, what product to build, and basically it's a genius zone. I call it genius zone. So you're basically sitting in front of your own computers and write on your geniuses regarding what the features, how to prioritize. So very specific product documentation you need to do, okay? And then for the other, let's say the other 20% of your time on a day-to-day basis, you're probably engaging with customers to understand the needs and desire of customers, or you can talk to your cross-functional team, such as customer success team or data scientist team, who collect data of your customers. Now, specifically for Meta, let's use David as the example, okay? David joined Meta as an ads team, and I believe from Meta's perspective, David is going to work with data scientist team to collect data of the existing users, because there's so many users using like Facebook, Instagram ads right now, including myself. By the way, my Instagram ads, like I don't really like it. So I'm moving forward to YouTube ads. We'll see how things work. So all this like experience, so small businesses we have right now is able to show lots of data for product managers like David. So he will be working with like data science team to figure out what was a pain point, how people use, what do people job, right? What the expense of the budget look like for people run ads. So all this specific information is part of his 20% of time, understanding the needs and desire of customers. And then it's likely for as a new product manager like David in Meta, I hope the Meta will be able to give him opportunity directly talking to customers like me. And I personally know that within Meta, and they have a special team, they're able to help small businesses like me and help us understand what's the best way to design ads, in this process, the more like a customer success team. So it's likely David is going to sit in the call with the customer success team to learn more about the pain point. So basically like that's an important part of being a product manager. That's what you do on your day-to-day basis. And then after that, from David's perspective, he will another 30% of the time, sometimes even more than 30% time, and he's able to like spend lots of time on meetings, basically cross-functional work. All right. So as use David's example, right? So he joined Meta as product manager. He'll probably working with cross-functional teams such as like engineering team, could also be legal team because there's lots of compliance, what kind of ads can run in certain regions, certain locations, and some design team, customer success team, data scientist team. There's lots of collaboration cross-functionally and lots of meetings. I literally believe that 30% is underestimation. Probably spend maybe 40% of his time on doing different kind of cross-functional team meetings, or communicate his ideas, his product strategies with different teams within his new job as a product manager in Meta. And now, what about the rest 10 to 20% of time? The rest of 10 to 20% of time is the time that specifically David is able to think deeper regarding the roadmap. I hope in his new job, he's able to at least dedicate 10% of his time to on this roadmap, basically thinking about strategically, what can we do? Not just, hey, let's design some small features. It's more about why are we designing this feature? How is it going to impact the 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And as a product leader, and as I said, the goal for PM Accelerator is not only get a job, it's about become a product leader. As any of the product leader, we need to think very strategically, think long term, right? So any features and David gonna build for ads, for Meta, how it is going to make long-term impact? What's strategic plan in terms of, well, maybe we increase more training or give more free credit or give more hands-on coaching through one-on-one consultation to small businesses. So we prioritize this kind of segmentation because small businesses eventually is going to grow up to Fortune 500 companies. And so that's a specific strategies like David needs to lay out in terms of what do we do near term and long term. If it's anything near term, short term, long term, and midterms, what kind of actions we need to do today. And then once he decides the strategies behind it, he needs to do lots of executive presentations. And so that people is able to adopt his new roadmap and understand why he's building some features that supporting long-term career or company success in the upcoming maybe 5 years, 2 years, maybe 10 years, right? So those is what a product manager needs to do on the day-to-day basis. Comment on the chat if any other questions regarding what product managers need to do. Okay, and then hopefully occasionally by the end of the month, and I hope product manager was also dedicate maybe like some time per month to learn new skills, to learn like different kind of product within the company, any new skills, any learning opportunities, you should be able to dedicate on learning new things because it's very competitive space. You need to continue to improve yourself to be very competitive in this tech space. Okay, so there's every month, people should also dedicate some time to learn and improve as well. So that's roughly what the product manager is doing. And now let's also talk about product managers in small medium company like a startup. If you work for startup, it's much more flexible, which means you will be working on lots of different pieces product management. And sometimes you may be join some like customer calls or doing sales calls or be a customer success manager occasionally. And sometimes you also need to help the CEO to raise funding. And we have another student, she currently is also mentor for PM Accelerator. She joined a C-stage startup. Within a year, she was promoted to become a manager, a product manager. So she became very senior within the company. She also helped the company to grow, continue to raise fundings, so that actually it became from seed startup, they already became a series A rounds of startups already received like millions of dollars in terms of investment. So as a product manager working for startups, your day-to-day is not just fixed for the 30 plus 30% plus another 20% plus another 10% I just described in my earlier explanation working for big tech company like Meta. And in reality, your percentage might shift a little bit more or less towards the latest goal of the company, because as a startup, everybody needs to be very agile, but the goal of building the product is the same. And the methodology of building the outstanding product should also be very similar, regardless big tech companies or small companies as well. So inside PM Accelerator, we teach you what's the best methodology to build a tech product as well. Okay, so that's roughly what it looks like for product manager on the day-to-day basis for big tech companies and also small companies as well. All right, so let me see any questions we have regarding companies. There's some I think my it's my TA. I think there's some spams here. My TA should be able to remove some spams in the chat as well. Awesome. Okay, so this is the questions. Feel free to submit your questions, okay? And this is totally very cool. Let me see if I have any other questions. Oh, very important question. Let me do this. My TA is going to put your question in the deck. Ashish asked a very important question. The same approach for director roles as well. My TA is going to put your questions, Ashish, in the deck so that we can go through your questions one by one. Okay, so feel free to put your questions here. We definitely cover for director topics. All right, so let me show the existing submitted questions. Okay, so let me show my deck. Awesome. App enough. How to land into PM role without any work experience? Okay, so very good question. And step number one, if you do not have any work experience, you need to identify the type of companies who are looking for APM positions or entry-level PM. Sometimes they call that APM, sometimes they do not call APM. Okay, so it's basically entry-level PM positions. For those positions that open to people without any work experience. Step number two, once you identify these opportunities, you need to identify the type of product that you're passionate about and also the product that can leverage your related background. Okay, and for example, if you are someone who study like education as a major, it probably is more reasonable for you to work for education tech company. Whatever you study or whatever that's relevant to you, you need to understand the product. Okay, I want you guys to look into those product as well. Step number three is that you need to learn what's the best way to start to build your product portfolio. Even if you don't have work experience, doesn't mean that you do not know how to apply the product management framework and strategy to create the best methodology to demonstrate your product management knowledge and experience. Okay, so build a product portfolio is very important. Actually, it's the most important part for anybody who doesn't have any PM experience. And finally, to learn how to do the product management interview. I have lots of free training on my YouTube channel about the PM interviews. You can go there to start learning for free. Okay. Let me stop here. I also believe we have some questions and messages coming in. Ishvaya said, Ishvaya actually is one of my students, and she commented on the LinkedIn chat saying that I'm one of the students in PM Accelerator course, and it's been a blessing. Thank you. Dr. Nancy was put together an amazing course on you can package any experience you have and pivot into product management. That's definitely a worthy investment of mine in 2022. Thanks for having me in your community. It's been such a supportive group. Thank you so much, Ishwarya. And yeah, our communities love to have you as well, and which is what I described earlier. So it's important for you guys to build a product portfolio and a package of product experience to make it happen for all of you guys. Awesome. Okay, great. So let's continue the question. So next question is, Bruno said, transition from growth marketing to PM position. Are you saying that how to transition from growth marketing to PM position? Very good. If you're working on growth marketing, it's likely you should look into growth PM positions. And there's so much overlap between growth PM and growth marketing. Okay, so for growth marketing, it's likely you're looking into what the different kind of like strategies to drive usage of your product. You're probably running like A/B testing, growth hacking. There's a new term, everybody should Google something called growth hacking to drive usage of your product through a digital experience. And what you did is actually very similar to product management of growth, but you need to master A/B testing, because growth hacking or growth PM, they use lots of data to drive decision-making process. All right, so understand the relationship between growth PM and also the step number one. Step number two is that you also need to master the product management knowledge before you become one. And I personally believe that everybody needs to learn it before you make it, instead of like fake it until you make it, okay? Because during the interview, they're going to ask you lots of product management questions. How do you prioritize roadmap? What's your experience and writing requirement? Like what's your process working with engineers? And everything we just discussed here is extremely important, and people is going to test your skills in those upcoming interviews, okay? So therefore, it's very important. You need to learn how the big tech companies like FAANG companies package their experience and also build an outstanding product. Okay, and then when you walk into any interview, it's much easier for you to talk about your experience and how it's relevant to growth marketing, to growth PM, or product management in general. Quick question, anybody listen to the live who has a marketing background? Feel free to comment on the chat. I like to see, or any marketing business background, you just comment on the chat. I want to see how many people has a marketing background. Vachuka said, what's the roadmap to landing a PM role when your prior experience is not related to PM? Very good question. Okay, so the process of you becoming a product manager is very, very important. Is that you need to create your own product portfolio. This is very critical. And there are two different aspects. Aspect number one is that some of you guys maybe in your past experience, you feel like it's not related to product management. However, through our training inside Product Manager Accelerator, you realize actually what you did in the past is very relevant. Okay, because you never knew you have done product management work, but you kind of did it by accident, never knew what the right methodology to make it happen. So therefore, your step number one is that you need to learn in real life what does it look like to become a product manager. And then all of a sudden you might discover in the past, you might already have done something similar to product management, but you never know. Okay, so therefore it's very important for you to learn it first. Okay, so now step number two, let's say you learn it. the two options. Number one is that you discover your past experience very relevant to product management. You just need to repackage your stories and build a product portfolio to highlight your impact, how it's relevant to product management, and learn what's the best way to tell the story. And this another outcome, which is after learning, you realize everything I've done before has nothing to do with product management. Let's say you were a ballroom dancer for 3 years, like me. I was a ballroom dancer for a little while before I start my career. So therefore, it's like ballroom dance had nothing to do with product management, like zero. If zero experience, what you need to do is you need to build a product portfolio as a side project so that you're able to demonstrate your experience. Okay, so using the product portfolio, it's going to increase your success rate and gain the PM experience before you even walk into an interview. I have a free training regarding product portfolio. You guys should come here. Let me go to my YouTube channel and show you where things go. One sec. Let me go to my YouTube channel and show you this screen right here. Where is my let me share you my screen. Check out this free training. It's right here. Okay. Very important product portfolio. It is, yes, it's one of the most watched video regarding product portfolio. Okay, so go to my YouTube channel and thank you for all the likes. 512 likes. Give more likes. The more likes, the better. So more people can see this organic content. Okay, so go to this video. We teach you how to build a product portfolio to succeed in product manager resume and interview. Okay, so over there, I teach you exactly how to use your product portfolio to succeed in your upcoming new role. So it's very critical for all of you guys. All right, and now next step. Let me show this. All right, so next part is regarding the when your prior experience is not related to PM, after you build the product portfolio, the next step is you just need to learn how to crack the product sense and product execution interview. Let me go to my website again, the YouTube channel again. Let me show you where the free trainings are. It's very important and very critical. You know how to solve an important product case within a short amount of time. And now go to this free training, so many trainings here. That is for example, how to answer, this is Google interview questions, how to answer what's your favorite product. All right, so you learn how to do it. We also have different kind of mock interviews I did in the past. Go to this free interview training. And for example, this is the mock interview I did with one of my old students regarding how to pass a Facebook Meta product sense mock interview and see the examples and framework we did for her to like pass the the Meta type of interview questions. You can go to these places to learn what's the best way to do it. Okay. And so go here, and yeah, those are important resources for you to learn. And there is another resources, which is the framework I'm teaching you right here. Where is my framework? This is one of the most watched interview questions. The sample answers, product manager case interview sample answers. Design an Uber app for people with disabilities. So make sure you watch this one and give likes, sum up, which is 671 likes already. I want you guys to do this and watch this one. So make sure you follow the same framework when you have your upcoming interviews. Okay, now let me go back to my deck. Where's my deck? Okay, start sharing again. Start show again. Question, how to enroll in your PMA program? Okay, so PMA Accelerator program, here's how you do it. Go to this website, drnancy.com/masterclass, and to learn, let me go here. Basically, go to this website, drnancy.com/masterclass, to join this free training. It's a 1-hour training where I teach you how to land your dream PM job and thrive in 60 days. Go to these places and make sure you take lots of notes. I have people actually literally emailing me saying that after taking this free masterclass, the guy landed 5 interviews from like a Fortune 500 companies like the next day. It's crazy. So I want you guys use the resume template I share with you, and different kind of like 13 different kind of project you can build, and to directly improve yourself on your own as well. Okay. And then towards the end of masterclass, where I'm going to show you how we are able to like teach our students and also select who join this program. Okay. What the interview process look like. All right. So make sure to go to this website and also register as soon as possible. drnancy.com/masterclass. Let me go here. Maharvi said, I am a Scrum Master, and how do I transition to become product owner? So that should be justified in their interview. Very good question, Maharvi. Okay, so as a Scrum Master, and actually what you did is already very close to product management because you're very involved in the agile process. But the only difference is that you're more working as a project manager to make sure all the teams are working smoothly, but you do not write requirements. Okay, so the best way for you to transition to become a product owner is that you should leverage your current work and understand is a way for you to start to influence the product roadmap, to start to create some like Jira ticket requirement and work with the whole team to execute your product vision. And at the same time, as a product Scrum Master, and it's very possible you already had some influence in the team. And then if you're able to demonstrate your influence on the product roadmap, the teams, how would you collect customer requirements, and then you should talk about those in your resume as well. So to leverage your existing resources in your current job, I believe that's like the best bet for what you can do. Resume, you top up resume. So let me share with you the free resources of resume. Okay, so I have free training regarding resume, and I want you to hit those keywords of resume and the tips to put a manager resume, tips with no PM experience, and then you can also go to this website where I have template here. Cater product manager template. You can use to repackage your experience. But most importantly, I want you to start to influence product roadmap in your current role as well. And everybody who watched this video, make sure to give a sum of 600. Oh, I like this. 627 likes already. So make it 6,000 likes. So increase the likes. So let me do this one. Okay. So let me go back to the question again and share this one. Is this the deck? Okay, this is deck. Oh, I believe I'm sharing my deck. So next question on the deck. It is the same approach. Hold on. Let me double check. Am I sharing my screen right now? Oh yes, I am. And slideshow. Ashish asked this question. Is this the same approach for director role as well? So let me do this. Let me get off my slideshow. Okay. So earlier I talked about the day in life as a product manager. Okay. What do they do? Assuming you are like David, join Meta starting from today. So very important for all of you guys to understand is that what the product manager is doing is very different from what the director of product is doing. Okay, so very important for all of you guys to understand. As a director of product, you do not spend as much time like doing like requirement anymore. Someone in your team is writing requirements. Okay, and also customer interview, it's likely you do not do customer interview, and it's also likely you do not directly do like A/B testing anymore. So it's all very different based on who you are and what levels you have within the company. And so now, what's a day in life as a director product? This is what it looks like. And actually, I filmed the video. Okay, so let me show you the. I have a video about this. With real life experience. Okay, so see this one. Go to my YouTube channel. I have what is a video? What's it look like as a director product right here? Dun, 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 behind the scenes stories. Day in life here. Okay, so day in the life of product manager as a director of product. So basically, this is my story, like as a director product, what's it look like, behind the scenes stories, and I break it down through like hourly, what do we do, and starting from 7:30 a.m. What's who feel my pajamas? Very funny, but basically that's what we do. So in summary, I want you to understand as a product manager. As a director product, what do you do? Okay, so as a director product, let me put a percentage of the time. I believe over 30% or maybe 40% of your time is doing strategy. You're more focused on what can we do in the coming 3 years, maybe 5 years. We need to do lots of strategy work in terms of, okay, so what's our competitors doing? Who do we need to partner to grow faster? What is like a sales strategy so that we can increase our reach? If we launch a product internationally, and where do we go for our first pilot program? If we do our first pilot program, who do we invite on this pilot? Our friends and family, or not friends, our like a company we work in the past had good relationship with us, could be the early adopter of our product. Or do we work with some channel partners to do some regional launch first? So lots of time as a director product, you like basically spend at least 30 to 40% of time thinking about the strategies. What can we do in this marketplace to win? What's the strategic movement we need to play today so that we can win in the coming 2 years, 3 years, and maybe 5 years? Okay, 30 to 40% of time you're doing strategy work. You need to think deep and hard. And now there's another like 10 to 20% of time you're doing executive management. You're managing up. There's a lot of like chief product officer, chief strategy officer, CEO, CSO, CTO, whatever else. But basically, you are spending between 10 to 20% of time managing up, like reporting to see something else, because these people also need to make a very strategic decision, maybe for the upcoming 10 years. They're looking for you to provide a summary of what do you think the strategies should be for your product, and also for the portfolio product you will be building for your entire team. So you spend like 10 to 20% of time managing up, talking to them, understand the strategies, and also sell them your 10-year or maybe 5-year roadmap. So you spend a lot of time doing that. And then for the rest of the time, you spend like, I think at least 20% of time, or like maybe 30% time, at least 20% of time managing your own team, you managing them. Okay, so you have a whole team of product managers reporting to you. So you review their work, you do performance review, you also provide feedback for their work, and also you design the growth plan for your team. You also have the weekly one-on-one meetings with your team as well. The check-in meeting sometimes doesn't have to be like long conversation, maybe 15 minutes is good enough for check-in. So you do lots of like people management. I believe those should be like 20% of your time, sometimes maybe 30%, even more. Okay, now there's also another 30% time you do, which is you work very cross-functional. And cross-functional is not just, hey, work with designers, you work with designers boss. Basically, you're talking to the head of design, you're also talking to their boss together. You're working together to define something very strategic within the cross-functional team. You'll also be working with finance team to create the sales revenue projection. You'll also be working with the budgeting team to identify the headcount, how many people you need to hire for the next year. We do budgeting. When do I do budgeting as a director? I believe we start to do budgeting starting from like November. Yeah, lots of budgeting will start from November. You finalize maybe in December. When you do budgeting, you already have a budget to create the headcount of your team, what you need to do in the coming like a year. So you spend lots of time doing those kind of cross-functional strategic work together. Okay, and then there's another like 10%, 20% of time you're actually doing marketing, but more like PR type of marketing. What do I mean is that, for example, when you're about to launch your product, how do you increase the awareness of your product? And you probably need to speak at conferences as a director, or you probably maybe work with some partnership with external partners who is going to help you to launch a product together. There's a lot of high-level conversations happening all year round, every single day as a director. So that's what you do as a director in a high level. Okay, so any questions you have regarding what does a director of product do, what does VP of product do, what does CEO of product do, or what the product manager do? So comment on the chat. Okay. Yes, once you become director, everything is very different. Maybe I should film another video about it. Okay, cool. Let me share my screen again. Okay, and those are the questions I have. Let me refresh my deck. Another question. One sec. This question. Oh, let me see slideshow. Comments. How can a product marketing manager transition into product management? I thought I answered the questions earlier. How can product marketing manager transition to product management? Very good question. Comments. So as a product marketing manager, you're in luck because what you did is 70% all similar to product management. The other 30% is you didn't have enough experience working with engineers. But as a product marketing manager, you should be very proud of your past experience, such as interviewing customers, customer segmentations, product value proposition, and also marketing messages, GTM strategies. All of this are very relevant to product management. Okay, so what you should do is step number one, you need to learn what the real product manager is doing. So you identify the gap, the 30% gap, you're missing 30%. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two is that as a product marketing manager, I will do the following. I will start to build a product portfolio to demonstrate. Actually, you also did customer persona. You did customer interview. I will turn them into a product portfolio to demonstrate your prior experience. And now step number three is that the 30%. For your 30%, let's say you didn't have the experience working with engineers in the past, I will start to build some side project and then also gaining experience, gaining exposure to like agile process, and so that you can tell stories about examples of working with engineers. Okay, so that's in a high level what you should do as a product marketing manager. Inside the PM Accelerator, actually we have specific and free training, and where I teach students what's the best way to gain product management experience, bridge the gap. We have a tool actually in one of my live past YouTube live training. We have a tool where we're able to teach you how do you able to identify your gap, who you need to work with, what's the right approach working with engineers in different scenarios. Okay, so if you're interested in PM Accelerator, you can go to this website, drnancy.com, to learn more. Okay, and very cool. Let me see, next question. Let me also see. I also see we have a guest join us for live coaching. Vachuga, how are you? You're on mute. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Nancy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right.
Yeah.
So did my team, I think my team sent you an email to join the Zoom, right?
Right, I just got the link now.
Awesome. Okay, great. Cool. What question do you have?
So Nancy, like I have 10.5 years of experience in database management, and I've worked with tech companies like Microsoft, Accenture, HP, Cognizant. Then I moved on to upgrade my skills with PGDVM in marketing, okay, which I'm currently pursuing, which will be completing by September this year. So I'm interested in PM role, but since I don't have relevant experience, which I can project for such roles and openings, so I'm a little worried, or how would I, project myself as, carrying a PM experience or something of that sort.
Okay. Here's some echoes. Let me repeat what you asked. Okay. So your background is that you had data background working for like big tech companies in the past. And then you say you have some marketing experience, and you saying graduating this year, are you getting MBA?
So I don't have marketing experience. I'm graduating, and I'm doing a PGDBM in marketing right now.
Oh, you're taking a class. You're taking like some degree in marketing, in digital marketing. Oh, I see. So basically your work experience is in data. In the data in tech companies, you're taking digital marketing like a class or master degree, something like that, graduating soon. Your question is, with your background, you're a little bit worried because you don't have prior product management experience. What should you do, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and you already have a big advantage because your strength is technology, and you also know like data architecture because you're a data person. You actually already have lots of experience knowing system design, but you may not know the right methodology to build system design, which we teach in PM, etc. But my point is that you already have the advantage in terms of understanding the data, the technology, the system design, which as a product manager, we need to master those skills. Okay, you have those. Now, what you are lacking is that you need to put in your business mindset in practice, which is, for example, you learn digital marketing, then you need to figure out how can you build a product portfolio to demonstrate the GTM strategies. And what is the best way to launch a product? When people ask you, hey, you have like many years data experience, I am worried you don't know business, because product management is a combination between business and technical. And then people ask you these questions. So tell me more regarding your business experience. What would you do with customers? How do you talk to customers? All those very challenging questions that requires people skills and also like marketing, the real life marketing skills, right? In this scenario, you need to build a product portfolio, which means you need to think about, okay, so how can I apply what I learned into real life examples by building a product portfolio so that you can leverage your strengths, which is, system design, how things work, how to work with engineers, And also, as someone who's working on data, you probably already know A/B testing. Okay, and then use your strengths combined with what you don't have, and together is a full product portfolio that can present you with someone who's end to end. And also, I believe that people with data backgrounds are also extremely likely to transition to PM. All my students with data background, they land PM job offers the fastest. Surprisingly the fastest, and was because you work with business data, you kind of understand the meaning of data, so you kind of you already have business mindset already, and you're also extremely technical, you also know system design. All my students has a data background, they did extremely well. Yes, so they're one of the fastest learners, so I don't think it will be challenging for you. It's more about, did you use the right methodology? So I wouldn't be too scared about it. You need to get started building a product portfolio today. Okay.
All right. So I don't have data experience. It's database management. So I worked with SQL Server product at Microsoft.
Yeah, that's great. So that's great. So that's relevant experience. I believe what's lacking for almost all of you guys and out there is that you already have done related product work, but you didn't use the right methodology. And then when people ask you, so how did you manage the Microsoft or SQL product, whatever database product, and then you tell them stories from the angle as a data scientist or database engineer, whatever the engineering position. And the moment they heard it, the way you tell the same story, they will say, okay, so she was a data engineer, data scientist, she didn't know product management, she's talking about her experience as an engineer. But if you learn the right methodology regarding what the FAANG company is building product, then you say, oh, when I built ABCD data product for Microsoft or IBM, any of those kind of companies, I was able to understand the pain point of pain point A. So when I designed it was because I was able to turn a pain point into whatever. So it's more about identifying your gap and really repackage your experience and understand what the hiring manager is looking for and how do they evaluate you in the real life scenario.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right. So best of luck. And you ask questions regarding PM Accelerator, you can go to this website, drnancy.com/masterclass and learn more about our program. Okay.
Sure.
Cool. Okay.
Thanks,
Awesome. No problem. Cool. Let me see if we have any other questions. I believe we have all the questions. Let me go to the chat box. Where's the chat? Where is the chat? Oh, there's another question. There's another question. Who is U2B? Comments. Oh, you same comments. Okay. Where do you work as a director of product? I work for Cox Communication as a director of product. Ashish, thank you for addressing my questions. Great insight. My pleasure. Maybe I can make a YouTube video talking about exactly what the director of product is doing. Maybe some of you guys will be interested, but feel free to watch my day in life as a director of product on my YouTube channel for now. Next was comments. What is a product portfolio? What should I include on it? Hold on. Where is the question? Somehow couldn't see the question. Okay, this question is all right. Let me share my screen. Where is how to share my screen? So this question, what is a product portfolio? What should I include on it? Right here. And go to this, my YouTube video. You can see my YouTube channel. What is the product portfolio? How to use it? What it's about? What is the differences between product portfolio and the resume? and come here. Go to this. You see the popular uploads of my video. There's a video about product portfolio. Okay, so basically this video I describe what is a product portfolio, how to build it, what goes into the product portfolio, how to use it in the product management resume and interview. So basically, in summary, the product portfolio is a way to demonstrate your prior experience of product management. Okay. And then once you are able to demonstrate you already have related experience, you show them you are able to speak the language of product manager before you even start your new job. Okay, that's the most important part as a product portfolio. See this video I had, I also gave you examples of how to put it into a resume as well. Okay, so using that as the important resources for you to jumpstart your PM career. Now, the product portfolio basically can show your achievements, your impact, your prior experience, such as like a customer persona you have worked in the past, and also maybe the example of past work related to product management. All of this can go into product portfolio. Okay, so you watch this video where I give you the high level overview regarding what is product portfolio, what does this mean, how it's relevant to product management interview and landing a job offer. So go here to learn more, which is how to build product manager portfolio to succeed in product manager resume and interview. Okay, so awesome. So let me go here. Great. So I believe I answered all the questions. Let me come here. Come here. Very cool. Awesome. Okay. So I believe I covered all the questions. Let me do this. Let me quick reminder for everybody. This is what anybody, I know lots of you guys thinking about transition into product management. What do you do and what upcoming interview you should look out for? Go to this place where you're able to download the 50 FAANG PM interview questions database. Go here, drnancy.com/50 FAANG, so you know what to expect in your upcoming interviews. Okay, so you also can start preparing for those interviews and packaging your stories. Quick, and also whoever asked regarding how to join PM Accelerator, so it's right here. Go to this website on drnancy.com/masterclass to learn more about what it takes to become a product manager and what's the selection process to join PM Accelerator. Make sure you take lots of notes regarding the top 3 strategies we teach you to land your dream PM job and thrive in it in 60 days. Awesome. Okay, great. Cool. Okay, so we cover all the questions today, and make sure you share and like this videos so that more people will discover this organic content. This is Dr. Nancy. I'm going to see you next time. I'll see you every Wednesday. All right, see you soon. Bye.